Alright folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you. Hope we're all well. We're into day 2 over in the Indian Wells. We're going to be touching on those games very shortly, but before we do, like the video for me if you would, get yourself subscribed. If you're not, I'd love to have you. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comment, along with the timestamp and the pics, and pretty much everything else you need. First things first, I'm not going to waste too much time on these recaps. I am going to do a tournament recap at the end of the week for these Masters events and for the Grand Slams from now on, so be looking forward to that. Apart from the odd couple of games, last night went pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to go. Assche and Pelka, both of them were in a prime spot to capitalise on out-of-form opponents, and both of them looked absolutely horrendous. What are you going to do about that? What do I always say? It's what the first round's for. You've got to see who wants to be here and who doesn't. Baez looked awful. He looked like Summit Nagal. Last night it was so bad. And what concerned me even more was Boo didn't look that great either. He didn't look that great either. But he looked 10 times better than Assche. I woke up, I was still asking myself the question this morning, what went wrong for him? He hit so many moon balls. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Was it nerves? Was it... I've seen a lot of people shitting on him, saying, you know, that's just the level in class. But if you want my opinion, I think Assche has beat better players than Boo in better form as well already this season. Maybe not a lot, but definitely only just slightly. I don't know. Very strange from Assche there. Like I said, just not unlike, absolutely not unlike what I thought he was going to do. So you've just got to hold your hands up and accept that one. Same with Rally Pelka. Romans to fuel him. Similar to Boo. Bang out of form. Bang out of form. And he made Pelka look shit. Just like Boo made Baez look shit. Yeah. Very worrying results for the pair of them. I mean, at least it was the first round. I can live with that. You can't play like that at the Masters. You can't play like that at the Indian Wells. You just can't, can you? You can't get away with it. Day 2 looks a lot better, like 10 times better. But I would imagine there will most definitely be a couple of upsets along the way. So we'll talk about them in it. First off, we've got, look at this one here, Benjamin Bonsi, Jensen Brooksby. I can't believe this. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Played each other twice before. That was a couple of years ago, I imagine. And depending where you look, this is split right down the middle, and seeing Bonsi as a slight favourite, and then I'm seeing Brooksby as a slight favourite. Probably tells you all you need to know. When was the last time you watched Jensen Brooksby play like a proper, really good game of tennis? Was it the Australian Open, 2023, maybe? I'd say so. I mean, it was a decent season for him. Oh no, it weren't. 2022 it would have been. Yeah, he hasn't played. He has not played, as we all know. He's had that 2-year layoff. Barely in the top 1,000 now. I mean, if you have 2 years off, you will take a dip in the rankings. That'll happen to you. Beat him in Wimbledon, straight set, 2022, and then beat him in I can't pronounce that, but I know it's in South Africa, 2021 on the Challenger Tour. Now, I think if this was 2022, if these were both playing in the prime, I think Jensen Brooksby is better than Benjamin Bonsi. But there can't be anyone out there saying Brooksby's going to win this unless it's just a guess, innit? It's just a long shot and a guess, and then you're just going to hope that he wins, because there's absolutely nothing to suggest that this lad is going to win a game of tennis. But if you're going to play against anyone, I feel like you probably want someone like Benjamin Bonsi at the moment. As we know, he just ain't cut it, has he? He hasn't been good at all this season. I mean, I expected a lot more from Benjamin Bonsi, especially the way he finished last year off. 3-game losing streak, one on the Challenger Tour to someone I've never heard of, And then the game to Van Assche, we all remember that. And then Binach in Acapulco. Jensen Brooksby played on the Challenger Tour. Got beat by, is that Ethan Quinn? I imagine it is. Yeah, one win since 2023. Played what? How many games did played this season? 5 games, 1-4. Yeah, it's I don't know. I wouldn't go anywhere near this game. Bonsi is very, very prone to an upset. Extremely prone to an upset. I don't know. I know Jensen Brooksby can play tennis, but you can't take that much of a layoff and just expect to come back into the Masters and just start winning games. I feel like that is a huge ask. I think Benjamin Bonsi gets that one done. And then we've got Jacob Fairley, Joao Fonseca. I'm looking forward to this one. You know I am. I imagine, yeah, Joao Fonseca's a massive favourite here. 1.3, played them last year. No, he played them this year on the Challenger Tour. Straight sets on the hard court for the Brazilian, 6-3, 6-3. Now, it kills me to say it, but I would imagine maybe something around the same in this spot. I love Jacob Fairley. He's quality. He's done some bits for me. He was decent in the Australian Open as well. He beat Nick Kyrgios in straight sets, beat Artur Kazoo, and then unfortunately ran into Alexander Zverev. But there's not a lot you can do, is there, in that situation? Joao Fonseca, he's good, and he is good. He is most out of all those that come from the next gens over December. He is probably most definitely the most well-rounded, by far, most complete player out of a lot of them. As we've just seen him, we won that title, didn't he, over in Argentina. Won the clay title in Argentina, ended up getting beat in the first round in Rio, but pretty much, playing back-to-back tournaments there, we can chalk that one off to fatigue. We've seen the same thing happen to him in the Australian Open with Lorenzo Sonego. We got a lot further than we expected, and then ultimately just couldn't ride it out. He's been really good on the hard court this year as well. And Fonseca, where are you? 9-1 on the hard court this year, 14-3 overall. Jacob Fairley 8-4, 5-2 on the surface. I don't know, maybe it's just me being a little bit biased. I think Jacob Fairley being 3.6 as an underdog there is just a little bit disrespectful. I think he's a little bit better than that, but when was that challenge? So that couldn't have been that long ago. Start of the season, yeah, look, 2 months ago. If you're going to beat him 6-3, 6-3, not much is going to change in 2 months. I imagine Joao Fonseca gets this one done and advances to the second round of the Indian Wells, but I'd love Jacob Fairley to beat him. Obviously, would. I don't know. What's that spread going to be? Not going to be 3.5, is it? 2.5? 3.5 by a point? I don't know. Maybe just take Joao Fonseca. I imagine he wins that one. We'll swing back to that because that's garbage. I'm going to go through the good ones and then we'll pick off the stragglers towards the end while it's just the first round. We'll go for this one. Echeverry, Jakob Mensah. Never played each other before. This should be an interesting one. Now, your initial thought would just be, oh yeah, Jakob Mensah, 100%. I know that's what I'm thinking. I'd be like, yeah, 1.56. 1.56, I would be going for Jakob Mensah at that price. Echeverry's good though, man. Echeverry's good. He's deceivingly good as well. He's a bit of a sleeper on these surfaces, and Jakob Mensah is on a 3-game losing streak. Alright, one to the Demon, one to Thomas Mahatch. But then one to Flavio Caboli in straight sets in the Ultimate Tennis Showdown. I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but he's another one. He just hasn't been too great, has he? Start off the year. I mean, did get to the third round in the Australian Open. That's an achievement in itself. Before he just shot the bed. He fell victim to guile, didn't he? Honest to God, I couldn't believe that. Is Echeverry going to beat him on the hard court? You've got to... this will most definitely suit Mensah more than Echeverry, no doubt about it. How's he going to hold up? I don't know. Mensah's such a weird one. He blows so hot and cold. Like, when he's playing good, he's so hard to beat. He is so hard to beat. But when he's not on his game, man, he looks so bad. and he is extremely beatable. And I feel like Echeverry, if anything, is very, very consistent in his game. Whether he wins or loses, he can just play good tennis, whether it's enough or not. And I feel like sometimes that's all you need to do against Jakub Mensah, is just make him play your game. This could go over. I don't know what the total is. Is it here? Let me just check. Total, where are you? It's going to be around, call it what, 22 and a half? That sound about right. 22 and a half games. I'd say it goes over, you know. I would. You get a better price for it to go over that. I wouldn't put it past Echeverry to sneak a set off Mensah the way he's playing. But I'm not too sure. I'm not going to be touching that. That McDonald and Davidovich for Kina. Now, if history's anything to go off, I'd say Davidovich for Kina had just beat him. He's played him 3 times before, and he's beat him all 3 times. Quite convincingly as well. Played him in Delray Beach, 6-2, 5-7. Bageled him in the last set. Oh look, he's bageled him in Delray Beach, folks. Guile's going to beat him again. McDonald, what's he just been doing? I've just seen him play somewhere. Challenger Tour, San Diego, got to the final, got beat by Elliot Spizzeri, is that? Yeah. Decent run on the Challenger Tour, but what's a decent run on the Challenger Tour against someone who's been putting in back-to-back decent runs on the ATP Tour all season? I'm not too sure. We look at McDonald, 7-4, 12-6 this season. The majority of them are Challenger games. Most of them are. Davidovich Fokina, 13-6, 12-5 on the surface. Every one of them have been a very, very high level as well. He continues to surprise me. He continues, I was going to say amaze, but I know what he can do. I didn't expect this from Guile this season, I didn't. He's played a lot better than I thought he ever would. I don't think he gets beat by McDonald. I don't care that it's in the States, that won't make a difference here, surely not. Alright, yeah. The Challenger Tour, I'm not having it like Majirac, Svada, Gigante, Carousel. Nah, I'm not having that. El Chapo, Tiafo, Matteo Arnaldi, Taylor Fritz. Yeah, come on. If you're beating them, fuck me. If you're beating them, you're going to beat McDonald. I refuse to believe anything other than that. 1.5 for Davidovich Fokina as well. That's the ideal parlay piece. You only need one more. You've got yourself a double. Matteo Arnaldi, Alexander Kovacevic. Head-to-heads 1-0 to Arnaldi. I think he beats him again. Getting him at 1.4. Now, it's a shame, really, but I feel like we can accept now that what Kovacevic was doing over in Montpellier earlier on in the year was quite the flash in the pan. Bit of a one-off, that, wasn't it? He just hasn't been able to come anywhere near replicating that since. Close games. Had a close one with Felix, close one with Daniel Altmaier. Beat someone I've never heard of, and then got beat by Adam Walton in Mexico. You know, considering you were beating Rublev, and that was just, I don't know. Kovacevic was absolutely flying over in France at the end of Jan. Matteo Arnaldi, he's just plodding along, and doing exactly what I know he can do. 5-5 on the year. That makes sense. Kovacevic 14-6. A lot of them would have come earlier on the season. I don't know, this is a tough one. Played each other in Toronto 2023. That went the way of the Italians, 6-4, 6-4. I don't know. It's a rough one, that, innit? That is a rough one. Last time out, we seen Arnaldi play Zverev, and he played really good against him too. In Mexico, took a set, took the tiebreaker in the first set. I'd like to think if you can give Zverev a tough game on the hard court, you're probably most definitely going to give Kovacevic one, maybe even beat him. I don't know. You know, he is ranked quite a lot higher. Matteo Arnaldi 35, Alexander Kovacevic 94. Whether that means anything or not, I don't know. I'd probably go with Matteo Arnaldi in this one. I feel like he'll have just a little bit more. But if Kovacevic can play like he did in France, I feel like he beats Arnaldi. Definitely. Most definitely. I don't know. I like to think I can get it right with the Italian every now and well, more often than not. I do. I think he likes to. He wins the games I think he'll win, and then the games that I think he'll lose, or even the games I'm not sure, he does tend to lose. I think he wins this one. I do. I'm not comfortable with taking that at 1.4. That is just a little bit too steep for me for a 50-50 player, but he is better and he's probably a little bit more trustworthy, you'd say. I don't know, maybe that's just me. We'll move on to this one though. Like, what Gigante and Sebastian Baez. I think Sebastian Baez is better. I do. I mean, is he better on the hard court? Maybe, maybe not. We know he's a clay court specialist. I wouldn't have said he's better on the hard court. If you look at Gigante last season, 27 and 10, they're all going to be on the Challenger Tour, aren't they? Got to be. Every single one of them, apart from the qualifying in the Australian Open. Has he ever played a game on the tour yet? I don't know. I can't be arsed looking at it, but if I had to guess, I'd say he's played no tour level games whatsoever. Nah, these are all Challenger Tours and qualifying. Yeah, okay. Sebastian Baez has just been really, really good over over on the clay. Won the title over in Brazil. Yeah, beat Alexander Muller in the final, then got to the final again. Again, got beat by Laszlo Djere. Very, very close game, 2-1. Surely he's going to beat this guy. I don't know, Gigante's had a fairly decent qualifying. Who's he beat there? Mitchell Kruger, Borges, Van Assche was that? 6-4, 6-2 against Chad Kruger. And then 7-5, and then bageled Van der Sandschulp. Oh my. Oh my. Maybe this ain't as easy as it seems. I know Sebastian Baez is a lot more trustworthy, he's a lot more seasoned. If this was on the clay, there'd be no doubt in my mind what I'd be going for here, but Gigante's had two decent performances under his belt there. You've got to give it to him. Got to give it to him. Odds are very close. Sebastian Baez 1.7. I don't know, he's went 0-2 on the hard court this year. Maybe not. Just maybe not, yeah. Did he get to... How good did he do here last year? Did he get to the third round here last year? Yeah. So, I don't know. Tough one. He got to the third round last year and then the third round the year before that. Really is anyone's. Flip a coin on that one. I feel like, I don't know, he's just coming off back-to-back finals on the clay and then coming over to the hard court. It's a volatile mixture, and it's to say the least. I don't know, he may struggle, he may not. But we'll move on to Jan-Lennard Struff, Gael Monfils. I'll be going with Gael Monfils on this one, I think. Head-to-head 3-0 to the Frenchman. When was the last time he played? We've seen this one recently, yeah. Started the season in Auckland, straight sets, 6-1, and then a tiebreaker. I think it'll be more of the same. I haven't seen Monfils for a while. When was the last time you watched them? Oh, Dubai? Really? Completely forgot about that. I thought it was the Australian Open. I forgot he played Berrettini. He got beat, didn't he, in the first round? Yeah, 7-5, 6-4. He's never going to make it easy for you. Never going to make it easy for you at all. I'm interested to see what version of Monfils turns up, you know. I do. Like we've hardly seen him since the Australian Open. Mid-January, played one game against Berrettini. If he's fully fit once again, I think it'll probably be a rather standard win for Gael Monfils. Jan-Lennard Struff, as we know, on his day, makes anyone look like a WTA player with that power, doesn't he? He hits so fucking hard. You've never seen anything like it. Not many can deal with the pace that ball comes in. That's when it's going though, and that's when it's hitting. Jan-Lennard Struff has been far from hitting this season, and far from hitting. What's he done? He beat Boo first game in Auckland, Manuel Ginard, and then barely beat Hugo Grenier. Monfils, Felix, Fabian Marazin, Medvedev, Greek Sport, Medvedev again. Yeah, he's barely winning a set in these losses. He really is. I don't know. It's a tough one. It really is a tough one. I know what version of Struff can turn up on his day, and he can be absolutely lethal. But Monfils is an absolute nightmare for anyone. Monfils, like, even the younger lads struggle against this fella. You know, doesn't matter how young, how fit you are. The experience this guy has, you can't buy that, and you can't just get that in the gym, can you? I say it all the time about Gael Monfils. He's not done. He's not done yet. And as are my thoughts every time I see him in these tournaments. If he's here, that makes me believe that he is good enough to go. And if he's good enough to go, I can't help but think he beats Struff again. I really do. I really do. 1.6. That's so tempting, you know. Oh, that's so fucking tempting. I might parlay Monfils for a set with something else. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I'll be going with Monfils in that one. David Goffin, Lorenzo Sonego. I don't like that one. I do not like that one. David Goffin started playing somewhat decent over in Acapulco as well. I mean, he played somewhat decent, or did his opponent just make him look decent? I don't know, you tell me. Did get it done against Dinky very convincingly, and then he made Ben Shelton look like crap. I don't know what was going on. Ended up getting done by Beenach in the quarterfinals. He was crap before that, and I'd imagine if I had to roll the dice, he's probably more or less going to continue to be just as crap after Mexico. I don't know. We'll see. I hope he proves me wrong. Sonego, we knew he'd get beat by Tsitsipas over in Dubai. We took that. And then same with the Hugo Humbert game over in Marseille. We knew he stood no chance. But apart from them two, I mean, Lorenzo Sonego has been very, very good this season, has he not? 7-6. I mean, the losses have started to catch up over the past week or two. I mean, past couple of tournaments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 and 4 in his last 6 games. That's not that good. David Goffin, although he looks somewhat okay on paper in Mexico, I'm still not buying it. This guy is still bang out of form too. I could only trust Lorenzo Sonego in this one. Beat him the last 2 times they've played. Both of them last year as well. Winston-Salem, 6-3, 6-2. Monte Carlo on the clay, 2-1. If you're going to fuck him up like that in the Winston-Salem, I remember that. We live streamed that. I remember watching that one. That was like Alex Michelson and Carreño Buster as well, weren't it? It was the other semi-final. Aye. I remember it well. Yeah, I think Sonego gets it done. Maybe, I don't know what you want to call it. I just think, you know, I wouldn't say we've seen a lot more from him, but what we have seen from Sonego has been a lot more to go off and a lot more trustworthy than the current shape of David Goffin. So we'll move on to, not that one, we'll go to Artur Rinderknech and Nuno Borges. Well, Nuno Borges, 1.35. That's a huge favourite. I didn't expect it to be that big. Although you've got to admit, Nuno Borges, especially at this point in the season, the way Artur Rinderknech has been playing, I think Nuno Borges is just maybe a step or two ahead of Rinderknech in terms of the levels. He just can't play. I don't know what's up with Artur Rinderknech at the moment. He's been rather shite, to say the least. 2-7 on the season, 1-5 on the hard court. Now, I said this about Boo last night, and I said it about Roman Safiullin, so would I be surprised for Rinderknech to spring an upset and just snap the stink? Not at all. Not at all. Nuno Borges has been playing a lot better. No, he's been playing a lot better. I mean, look at... Yeah, come on. I mean, as of late, his last 10, it's a little bit ropey. I'll give you that. It's a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win. Oh my god. He hasn't. Yeah. This is concerning. But would it be in the first match? I feel like we should be all right. You just can't win back-to-back games. I don't know what it is. No back-to-back games in the last 10. Beat Jordan Thompson in the Australian Open. Beat by Alcaraz. Beat someone I've never heard of. Got beat by Valentin Vacherot in the Davis Cup. Stan Wawrinka beat by Borges. Otto Virtanen beat by Rublev. Artur Fils beat by Felix Auger-Aliassime. I'm noticing a pattern. I'm noticing a pattern. If that's anything to go off, I'd say he gets past this first round game, and then he'll probably get beat in the second round. Yeah, 1.36, very very steep for the Portuguese guy there, but I do think he beats him. I do think he beats him. Even though 10-7 is probably not that great, but it is 10 times better. It's well better than 2-7. A million times better than 2-7. So I'd have to go with Nuno Borges. Quite a few more. I tell you what, those three are shite. I'll do these last two, and then we'll wrap it up with the floaters at the end. So, Borges, Van der Sandschulp, and Nick Kyrgios. Did I just say Borges, Van der Sandschulp got beat in qualifying? He did, by Matteo Gigante. But I think that's alright. He's still a massive favourite against Nick Kyrgios here. How must he feel about this? How would you feel about that? I mean, is there anyone out there that thinks Kyrgios is going to win this game? I don't know, I think it's done for. I just think it's gone. I think it's just done. It's curtains for Kyrgios now. We seen Jacob Fairley just fucking wallop him, didn't we? Well, he didn't wallop him. It was 2 tiebreakers and 6-3, but Kyrgios was a decent little favourite in that one. Didn't even win a set. Van der Sandschulp, it's different. Oh, this is an absolute stinker. Absolute stinker. What has happened to our guy? What's happened to Nick Kyrgios, man? Like, this should never have been. Should never have been like this. Such a fucking shame, innit? He had a very close game. I enjoyed watching him play Gio in Brisbane. That was like 3 tiebreakers, weren't it? Something like that. Yeah, 3 tiebreakers. Dude can still serve. I'll give him that. But, I don't know. He's still got an injury, and did I read something before? Is he still can play? He's got like a wrist injury or something. I don't know. This version of Nick Kyrgios that's also complaining about having a wrist injury. Oh, I can't trust him. I can't trust him anymore. I haven't been able to trust him for years, folks. And it's the same for you. I feel like that ship has sailed. I really do. Borges Van der Sandschulp 1.4, and he didn't even make it through qualifying. That speaks volumes to me. Speaks absolute volumes to me. I'm not going anywhere near it, but I am most definitely going to be watching it. And then the last one to wrap us up. Mariano Navone, Tien. Should be a very interesting game. Getting Tien 1.4 on the decimal. I quite like that as a parlay piece. I won't lie to you. Navone, I thought Navone was going to do a little bit better over on the clay. He didn't exactly have the best, spin over on the clay. Decent little run over in Argentina, and he beat Holger Rune. He fucked Holger Rune up, but I imagine we all thought he would. Yeah, I don't know. It's Navone, innit? He's decent on the clay. 4-3 on the clay this season. We know that's where he does the majority of his business. He went 0-1 on the hard court in 2022. 0-1 the year after that. 2-7 last year, and he's went 1-3 this year. I think. Look, Tien got beasted by Thomas Mahash, but we knew that was going to happen. Apart from that, very, very solid all around. I think this is just a match for him. This is a perfect spot for Tien to win this one. And I don't know about you. I feel like if Mariano Navone isn't going to get anything going over on the clay, I don't think he's going to make a dent in these Masters tournaments on the hard court. That's just me. I think Tien, I think it's tailor-made for him to face Ben Shelton in the next round. And what a match that'd be. That'd be great. I'll be going with Tien to win that one. A lot more trustworthy on the hard court. I know he can be a little bit erratic, but as Navone is only a clay court player, Tien is just that, only on the hard court. So I would trust him with my parlay today if he was going on it. And then it's time for the stragglers, folks. So just quick fire these, because these are just giving me a headache to look at. What ones did we miss? Shevchenko and Dinky, absolutely not. Both of them are in horrendous form. Both of them just, The levels of consistency are all over the place, and they always will be. Couldn't tell you in that one. Darderi, Hugo Gaston. Probably just say Hugo Gaston to win that. Darderi did beat him on the clay last time they played, but Darderi loves the clay, doesn't he? This guy's a clay player, not a hardcore player at all. Neither is Hugo Gaston. I don't really know what Hugo Gaston is, to be honest with you. Not at this point. But dare I say, he is a little bit more trustworthy on this surface as opposed to his opponent, so I would lean with him there. Quinton Hallis, Pablo Carreño Busta. I like Carreño Busta for that one. Thought Quinton Hallis had a decent little run over in Dubai, got to the semis, got beat by Felix once again. Weren't as close as the first one. It's the fitness in it for Hallis, it's always the fitness. Bit of solace for him though. Carreño Busta ain't no spring chicken anymore, you know. He's only just pretty much come back into himself, but he has just won. Is that two? He's just won back-to-back challenger titles on the hardcore. That's my guy. That's what he's about. That's what we know he can do. He's really, really good. Is he going to be able to replicate it in the Masters? Carreño Busta of later years, I'd have said, yeah, no problem. Played a lot of games, man. He's played a lot of games. Actually, no, you know what? I say he's played a lot of games. It's that Tenerife Challenger, the end of... start of Feb. Halfway through February. And then a couple days ago. Yeah, it's fine. Why is there such a big break in there? Sorry, my eyes are going funny there. There's Tenerife and Tenerife 2, isn't he? Of course. Yeah, he should be more than rested for this. I don't know, you're looking at the wins of Hallis there though, aren't you? Like Andrei Rublev, he was a bit fucking cooked after that title win, weren't he? Batista Agut, not buying that. Barely won against Arnaldi, not buying that. I'd like Carreño Busta just to edge that one out. Only just. I do like him. I love his game. I love watching him. I always have done. I think he's better than Quinton Hallis if he turns up. No doubt he's in better form, but a challenger is a bit of a step down from the Indian Wells, to say the least. Julio Zeppieri, Adam Walton. Fuck knows, probably just Adam Walton. Dusan Lazovic and 2 once again. Like, come on. These are why I left these to the end, folks. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, aren't we? I feel like we've got through the majority of the important stuff there. I'm not even going to bother with Dusan Lazovic and 2. How about that? Crucify me if you want. Getting Lazovic as a slight favourite. He's probably going to beat him, I'd say. He's been playing shit for a good while, but he's not a bad player. He's just, I don't know, something's happened. Maybe he's just coming towards the end. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. I'm gonna leave it there, folks. Don't know what I'm going for. I'm gonna have a little look while the video is uploading. So as always, let me know what you're going for. Best bets, all that stuff. Did anyone have any outrights that fell on the first day? Let me know. Probably not. I highly doubt anyone would have put an outright on any of those from yesterday. Very well, folks. Once again, I won't be saying good night. I'll be saying good morning. Appreciate you stopping by, taking the time to come and hang out. Means a lot. Stay involved. I love that. Like and subscribe. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Take it easy, most importantly. Let's go get that cash again today. Enjoy the tennis and I'll see you tomorrow.